charged with DUI, manslaughter, and vehicular homicide. Those charges stemming from the death of a man on Killarney Way back on January 12th.
Lenitra Bennett is joining us live now from the scene of that crash with the latest on the investigation. Lenitra.
Koikos was on the scene from the very beginning. Officers say when they first arrived that her eyes were glassy, watery, and bloodshot with droopy eyelids. They say she kept dozing off as they were trying to question her. Court documents say that officers could not do a field sobriety test at that time, but they eventually got enough evidence to file charges. Killarney residents remembered the scene well.
It was very sad. Very, very sad.
They knew a man's body was found lying on a main street in their neighborhood, but most didn't know the details behind his death. Arrest documents say Nikoleta Koikos is responsible for running over the victim with her car.
Oh, how do you live with that? Oh my gosh, to know they had a relationship. Wow. I don't know how she waited so long to turn herself in.
Court documents identify the victim as Gary Descarud. They say he was driving Koikos' Jeep Liberty with her in the passenger seat. They say the couple stopped by a friend's house in Killarney. Koikos reported Descarud was driving. She argued with him about leaving her sitting in the car for 30 minutes while he was in the friend's house. The report says he stopped the car and got out, and Koikos climbed over into the driver's seat. Investigators say the victim grabbed into the window, but Koikos kept driving off. She reported thinking she ran over his foot, but he was dead when she turned the car around and found him lying on the ground. Deborah Percy passed by the scene hours later on her way to work that morning.
I was more upset with the fact that the body was still in the street and they had not covered it up. So that was a little disturbing to me.
The autopsy says the victim was dragged as Koikos drove away. After he fell and hit the ground, the rear tire ran over him.
To know that this gentleman his life was ended that quickly.
The court documents say Koikos had methamphetamine, amphetamine, Lorazepam, fentanyl, all in her system. Now, officers tell me that the reason it did take so long to file the charges is because they were waiting on those results while also conducting a very thorough investigation. Reporting live in Tallahassee, Lenitra Bennett, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Okay, Lenitra, a tough story. Thank you for that update.